Hello students, good morning you all of you. We continue with the probability concepts. Yesterday we discussed the very important formula, a very important theorem which is nothing but the addition theorem of the probability and how to prove it. We also covered that part. And today we are going to understand the one more very important theorem or else one more important formula which is nothing but the multiplication theorem of the probability. So we are going to cover today the proof of the multiplication theorem and actually how the multiplication theorem can be applied to the reality along with addition theorem of the probability. Now all of you remember that before understanding multiplication theorem of the probability, we have to understand the conditional probability, because the multiplication theorem is very much connected with these special kind of probabilities, conditional probabilities. Understand? If A comma B are any two events, then the conditional probabilities are denoted like this, like probability of A given B, one conditional probability, and one more conditional probability like this, probability of B given A. You have to remember this formula. Unless you remember this formula, you cannot understand the multiplication theorem. So how to read that? The conditional probability of A given B, this symbol is known as given. It's not the straight line, you need to maintain some angle, slant, isn't it? Then this probability is equal to, probability of A intersection B whole divided by probability of B. This is the first conditional probability. Same way, the one more conditional probability here, probability of B intersection A whole divided by probability of A. So this is called the first conditional probability. And this is called the second conditional probability. Okay. Now, before knowing actually how to remember this formula, you should understand what do you mean by a conditional probability. The conditional probabilities you calculate based upon the conditional events. What is that? The conditional events. What are conditional events? Now here the given events are A and B. Here the A is above what to call the bar, and after that B is there. Okay. Now what is the meaning of this? A event takes place after happening of B event. That is called condition. A conditioned upon B. Same way, what is the meaning of this? B event takes place after happening of A. So B condition over A. That is the meaning. But in the real time, how to understand the conditional probability? Now let us suppose that in this situation if I take, let us suppose that A is nothing but joining into MBA course. B is nothing but passing in the graduation. That's all. You understand now? That means in order to join in the MBA course, before that what should be taken place? You should get pass in the graduation. BSc, BCom, whatever may be, BA. Unless otherwise this graduation degree is there with you, you are not allowed to do MBA. That means the event A is conditioned upon the event B. Same here, for this situation, let us take one more example. Okay. What is that? Let us suppose that here the B is nothing but entering into theater, and A is here is nothing but, let us suppose that purchasing a ticket. Remember that both are different situations. Maybe the symbols are same, but you should assume that the formula 1 is different, the formula 2 is different. So the formula 2 is now different situation. What is the meaning of this? B is conditioned upon A. That means in order to enter into the theater, before that you should purchase the ticket. Unless otherwise you possess the ticket, you will not get the entry to enter into the theater. Such a way, the conditional probability is created for any situation. Getting my point? Understanding this is very, very important. In the real time also, events are conditioned upon different events. Based upon the condition, what is required, you need to calculate the probabilities. So how do you read that? Probability of A conditioned B is nothing but the probability of A intersection B by probability of B. That means which is a ratio of happening of both the probabilities A and B. What is the symbol here? This is called intersection in set theory. What do you call this? Intersection symbol. What is the meaning of this in the general English? And. Where what is the meaning of this? Union in the set theory. What is the general English meaning here? Or. So, how do you get A conditional probability of B? Probability of A intersection B by the individual probability of B. Same, if you want to know the conditional probability of B given here, how do we get? Probability of B intersection A by probability of A. Everywhere what is there? Both numerators are similar. Did you observe? Strictly speaking, probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of B intersection A. Both are same. The thing is, for the formula purpose, we are writing like this. If you want here also, what you can write? Probability of A intersection B by probability of A also you can write. That is correct. But in order to show the little bit distinction, whatever term is above, with the term I started here. Same here also B is there, hence with the B I started. Both the ways you can write. This is very, very important point. Then the conditional probability of B given A is nothing but the probability of joint happening of both B and A. How do we read? Probability of B intersection A by the individual probability of event A. So you need to remember this formula. See, whichever below this bar the event is there, with that event you are doing the division. This is the logic to remember. Here also below A is there, with the A you are dividing. And what is the above event? This is the combined probability. That's it. So what do you call this? You call this one as the, what do you call the conditional probability. Now based upon the conditional probability only, now we are going to prove the multiplication theorem of the probability. Okay. Now we write down the multiplication theorem. Now we write down the statement. Now this is the multiplication theorem of the probability for two events. What is the statement says? If A comma B are any two events in a sample space S, and probability of A is not equal to 0 and the probability of B is also not equal to 0, then the combined happening of probability of A intersection B is equal to probability of B into probability of A given B. That is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A. Okay. Let us suppose here probability of B is 0, then the entire thing becomes 0. Same way, if let us suppose probability of A is equal to 0, the entire value is going to be 0. Hence, what is the condition? Individual probabilities of A and B are not 0. Some value exists. Understand? And now you go for proof. So what is that? According to the conditional probability, conditional probabilities, we know that because previously we discussed two variety kinds of conditional probabilities, probability of A given B and probability of B given A. So what you write first? Probability of A given B is equal to. So what is the conditional probability definition? The combined happening of both A and B, that is probability of A intersection B, whole divided by whichever event is there below the bar with that individual probability, you are going to divide probability of B. But here, what is the condition? The probability of B should not be equal to 0. That is there in the definition. Okay. Now go for cross multiplication. Now what do you get here? This implies probability of A intersection B becomes probability of B into cross multiplication. So what do you get? Probability of A given B. So this is equation 1. We got the first subpart of the what we call the multiplication theorem. And also, what is the one more conditional probability? That also you write down. And also, okay, what is that? Probability of B given A is equal to. Now what do you get? Probability of combined happening of both the events, but we follow here order. Probability of B intersection A whole divided by with the event below the bar, we are going to divide this probability. Now let this one as 2. Okay. So what you got now? Probability of A intersection B is nothing but probability of B into probability of A given B. Okay. Sorry. Now next we go for what you call the cross multiplication. Correction here, cross multiplication. So what you get here? Probability of B intersection A is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A. Let this one as 2. Now it is clear. Okay. So probability of A intersection B, what you got? Probability of B into probability of A given B. And also probability of B intersection A is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A. But we know that general law, but we know that what is that? Probability of A intersection B is nothing but which is equal to probability of B intersection B. This is very, very important. Let this one as 3. Very, very important. Now therefore, from equations 1, 2 and 3. You combined this and this, you observe. What you get directly? This implies what you get? Probability of A intersection B is nothing but first statement, probability of B into probability of A given B, that is equal to the second statement. What is that? Probability of A into probability of B given A. So this is the proof. Okay. For this also there are variety types of proofs are there. By assuming m1, m2 and n number of elements, m by n, m1 by n, that is also one method is there, but I feel this is the more easiest method. Okay. So hence the proof. Hence the proof. That's all. Very, very simple proof. So what is this? Addition theorem of probability. Already we discussed. Now what we learned? The multiplication theorem of probability for two events. So what is the statement says you? So combined happening of A and B. So probability of A intersection B is nothing but probability of B into probability of A given B. That is equal to probability of A into probability of B given A. So what is the proof? According to the conditional probabilities we know that. So we discussed conditional probabilities. Probability of A given B, the definition. What is the condition? Okay. Same way, probability of B given A, what is the definition? Probability of B intersection A by probability of E. If you want, here you can write what is that? Probability of A is not equal to 0. You can include this point. Okay. Now go for cross multiplication. Compare 1, 2, 3 equations and directly we got the statement. Understand? What do you call this? The addition theorem of the probabilities. Very, very important. Just like, what is this? Multiplication theorem of the probability. Just like addition theorem of the probability, different cases are there. Even under multiplication theorem also, we have different cases. What are the special cases? Understand? Now, let us see that here in the given statement, A comma B are both are independent. This word is very, very important. Independent. So if the events are A comma B are independent, then what happens to the multiplication theorem is nothing but probability of A intersection B becomes probability of B into. Now A is not depending on B, B is also not depending on A. Then what happened? Only whatever the above event is there, that we write here. Simply taking the product of individual probabilities. Same here also what you get this statement? Probability of A into. So B is not depending on A. So what you get here? Probability of B. This is a very, very important conclusion, learning from the multiplication theorem statement. If the events A comma B are independent, then what happens? The probability of B into probability of A, or else probability of A into probability of B. If the events are dependent, then you can apply this one. Okay. Few situations will be there in the real time. What happens? The events are going to be independent each other. In such a situation, what is there? You need to simply take the product. Okay. We are going to do the problems, independent, dependent models. Okay. This is what actually the multiplication theorem. And these are the learnings. Same in the addition theorem, what you get? Mutually exclusive or not. Under in what you call multiplication theorem, what you get? Events are independent or not. Whereas in the addition theorem, what you get? The events are mutually exclusive or not. So whenever addition theorem is there, so what are the conditions you get? Mutually exclusive or not. So these are the things you need to observe. If multiplication theorem is there, you need to observe from the problem whether the events are independent or dependent. So based upon that, you need to add direct addition or else a multiplication. So these two things are very, very important while applying addition theorem and multiplication theorems. Okay, this is the proof. Now we go for applications of addition theorem of probability and as well as the multiplication theorem of the probability. Look at this problem. This is addition theorem of the probability for two events. So what is that? A card is drawn from a well shuffled pack of playing cards. What is the probability that it is the either spade or an ace card? Understand? So when you are applying addition theorem of the probability, first of all, you need to define the names of various events. As you know very well, the addition theorem of the probability, what is the formula? Probability of A union B is equal to probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Okay. Now here, before applying the addition theorem of the probability, you should define what is the name of A, what is the name of B. And after that, the names of different events. Now here, let us suppose that the event A represents drawing a spade card. Drawing a spade card. Because I already told you, a probability problem, in just simple 3 steps you can do the answer. M value, N value and M by N, that's all. But if you want to get full marks means, you should practice how to write elaborate answer also. Now here, the B represents, what is that? Drawing of an ace card. Okay. Then what is the name of this event? A or B? A or B. That is, A union B means drawing of a spade card, a spade card, or an ace card, because union is there. Same way, what is the meaning of A intersection B? So A intersection B is nothing but drawing of a spade card, and this is most important because intersection is there, I used and. Next, an ace card. Okay. Now you know already very well that every time it's not possible to write the sample space. But still here, for the problem purpose, we write down the information of the cards on the rough side. What is that? So 52 cards, okay. Hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs, okay. Now everywhere 13, 13, 13 would be there. Again in every 13 what will be there? 2 to 10 number cards. One ace would be there, okay. Next king, queen, jack cards would be there. So this is overall information roughly I wrote here for the problem purpose. Then let us go for finding the individual probabilities first. What is probability of A becomes now? Probability of drawing a spade card from the entire 52 cards. So how many spade cards are there? 13 spade cards. One spade card, how many ways you can pick here? 13C1. By directly M value I am putting here. Again, M, N, probability means it extends the steps. Not required. So overall 52 cards are there. From the 52 cards you are picking one card. How many ways you will do that? 52C1. Same way. How do you pick probability of B value? Means selection of a ace card out of total cards. So overall how many ace cards will be there? In this hearts one ace would be there. In spades one ace would be there. One diamonds one ace. In clubs also one ace. So how many aces are there? 4 aces are there. From 4 one card, how many ways? 4C1. All divided by, from total 52 cards you are picking one card, 52C1. Now you got probability of B. Now let us go for the combined probability. The combined probability. So what is that? Probability of A intersection B is equal to, what is the meaning of that? Selection of a card that should be a spade and as well as ace. Spade and as well as ace card. Now see the anatomy of the cards. In anatomy of the cards, how many spades are there? 13 spades. In those 13 spades, one ace card. How many ace cards are there? Only one ace card is there. So that only you need to select. So one ace card means 1C1 means 1 only, whole divided by. Again you are picking that one from overall cards. So what is that? 52C1. So here what are the simplification? 13 by 52. Now here 4 by 52. Now here 1 by 52. Then what is the required probability? Selection of a spade card or an ace card. How do you write? Probability of A union B is nothing but probability of A. So what is the probability of A here? 13 by 52 plus probability of B, how much you got? 4 by 52 minus probability of A intersection B, how much you got? 1 by 52. Am I right? Now here overall way, what is the LCM? 52. Same and similar. So directly what you can put here? 13 plus 4 minus 1. So what you get here? 17 minus 1 by 52. So finally what you get here? 16 by 52. 16 by 52. Okay. So this is what actually the calculation purpose. Now I am going to show you neatly written problem step by step. You need to follow that procedure. Here I try to explain the problem. So first what I did, written the formula, written the names of different events, okay, and for the understanding purpose roughly wrote down the sample space of the what you call the entire deck of cards information, and probabilities I calculated. The answer is 16 by 52. Let us see all the steps one after the other. Now let us see the actual presentation of the problem. So this is the naming of the events. Capital A, event of drawing a spade card. B, event or selection of drawing an ace card. A intersection B, event of drawing a spade and an ace card. Now what is this? A union B, event of drawing a spade or an ace card. So like that events have been defined, and we know the addition theorem probability. What are the required probabilities from the given information, from given question? So directly what you can write here, probability of A is equal to 13 by 52. You know how to get. Probability of B is equal to 4 by 52. Okay. Next, probability of A intersection B is 1C1 by 52C1. I explained 1 by 52. So what is the required probability? That is probability of selection of a spade card or an ace card. How do you write probability of A union B? Addition theorem for two events, probability of A plus, probability of B minus, probability of A intersection B. So 13 by 52, 4 by 52 minus 1 by 52. So simplified 16 by 52. Again further simplification, 4 by 13. So decimal answer 0.30, 30%. Understand? Now here the question arises, how to find whether addition theorem of the probability can be applied or not. Understand? See the question here. Say a card is drawn from well shuffled pack of playing cards. What is the probability that it is either a spade or an ace card? Here what is that? Two probabilities you required, that to connected with OR. So that indicates that here might be addition theorem is applied. After that you need to check the probability varieties. So like that, isn't it? Based upon the question, you need to identify whether the addition theorem of the probabilities can be applied, or else only simple probabilities are enough to calculate the answers. Okay. So strictly speaking, this is an example for addition theorem of the probability in the case of two events. So in the next class we go for three events application of the addition theorem and as well as the multiplication theorem. I stop here. Thank you so much.